So I've been making games for a long time now, which is kind of sad because I've never actually released a full game. But I was in a lot of game jams, and I made a lot of cool projects, but none of them were a real full game. But I did try, and I've made a lot of cool projects that you can see on the screen right now. The problem is, I could never actually finish making a game. I'd always start, but then I'll just quit. This would happen because I got bored or I had another idea for a better game that later would also get scrapped for another better game. And while yeah, you can look at it in a bad way, but I got a bunch of games I can show you now. But before we start, I just want to say that these games are probably never going to be finished. Sure, I got them on my computer and I can finish them, but I mostly just abandoned them because they just didn't feel fun or the code was weird, so it's hard to add new stuff to the game. But anyways, let's start with our first game. So this is the main menu, and while making the game I've learned a lot about shaders, so the main menu really looks good and I really like it. But let's get into the gameplay. So this is a multiplayer game and now I'm logging in through my laptop. And as you can see, this is my other account and I can move around and switch teams. But now it's time to show you the actual game. So the main goal of the game is each team has a castle and a king. The goal is to kill the other team's king, and you'd have to destroy their castle to do that. So here I dropped him the RPG, and now as you can see he can shoot the walls. Now because the game is in development, or at least was in development, you can't see him holding the RPG, but I think it's fine for now. So now, as you can see, he's trying to get to my king, and now he broke my walls, so he can get in. And of course, because it's a PvP game, you can shoot him. And now he dropped the RPG, so we can use it. So another cool thing I did for this game, as you can see, there's working vehicles, so you can drive around the map. So because the game isn't complete, the red team's castle is kind of non-existent, but you get the point. So yeah, you can now try to damage the king, and he's kind of a tank because he's so huge, so it takes a few hits to kill him. But when you do, you get this victory screen, and after you do, you go back to the spawn. So overall, I think the game is really polished, and I do believe that something good can come of it, but with the combination of poorly written code and just not enough time to work on the game, just made it impossible to continue it. But now it's time to go to the next game. So this is another one of my games that I made, and this one is pretty simple. You just go around and fly with a drone. And I just wanted to create a game that I can use my controller to play it, and I thought this game could be very fun to make. So there isn't any objective to this game, you just fly around and there are these arches that you can go through, but it's not really a playable game. So it's just a fun experience, but before you get bored, let's go to the next game. Like the first game, this one is also multiplayer, so you can host your game. So this game has 5 classes and currently they don't really do much other than just change the color of the slime. but I wanted to add classes like Mage and Swordsman to the game, but I didn't manage to add it. And here, as you can see, I joined through my laptop, and you can move around and shoot, and the other player can do that as well. But now it's time to go to the cave. So in this game, you basically just go to the caves and get some golden coins, and later you can trade them for better weapons and stats. There's also some enemies, but I didn't really program them that well, so they're kinda stupid. Another cool thing I did for this game is that the caves are actually randomly generated, so every time you enter them, they're a little bit different. And this is the shop. Because the game isn't finished, there isn't much to buy, but it at least shows you how it's supposed to look like. But yeah, this is basically the game. So this is the end of the video, and because you watched it this far, I think it should be right if you subscribe and leave a like. And you can watch these two videos right here to see more content that I make, and yeah, bye bye.